Congratulations on purchasing your first Rust server. Now you may be stuck and wondering, what do I do now? Today I'm going to show you how to set up your dedicated Rust server, how to access the control panel, how to access the files without using that frustrating control panel, and also how to set yourself as owner, add a server description and a server banner, and various other things. The first things first, once you receive the email of your payment confirmation you have received your game server, it's going to take you to a control panel which looks similar to this. It's not going to be the same. I personally use Server Blend as my server host, and they host for me 5 different servers. Link will be in the description below for Server Blend and my affiliate link. If you guys don't have a dedicated server yet, I suggest getting one. I am just not a huge fan of self-hosted servers. It can be dangerous. You have to have open ports, port forward, and it's not convenient at all. So spend the $13 or so a month and have some professionals host your Rust server for you, and that way you don't have to worry about leave your computer on, you don't have to worry about port forwarding, nothing like that. But once you're in, you should have a control panel look similar to this. Alrighty, so server is currently stopped. This is vanilla server. This is as basic as it gets. So first thing, once you're in your control panel, what you're going to do is let's go ahead and run a game server update. So start the Steam update. Now, like I said, this may not be exact to your control panel, but it's going to be close and similar. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and run this. It should run automatically here for me. All right, there we go. So after a few brief moments, the process has complete. Now our Rust server is updated to the most latest version of the server that I can get. Alrighty, so I'm going to go ahead and go back to the main dashboard here. And let's go ahead and let's hop into the config files. Let's take a look here. Now, things like this you can do on the server side. I know I mentioned we're going to edit the files outside the control panel. I'm going to get to that next. But for the main config and stuff, feel free, do it on the control panel itself. It's not very difficult on the control panel, and I'll run you through it real quick. So I'm going to go ahead and use the, let's run the text editor. I try to do everything in text edit instead of the config editor. They can be kind of buggy on some of the server host sites. So host name is Rust server, so I can go and change this to whatever I would like. So I'm going to name it Rust Guru 2021, 2021 YouTube server. So the server description, this can be as long as you want. So this is a server description. Now, the way you add a line break or go to the next line in this is not by pressing enter. That won't do anything for you. You're going to have to do a, what is this, /n for a new line. So that's now going to start a new line for us. So I'm going to put, this is a new line of text. Let's say I want to add something else, 24/7, dedicated. And then that'll work. We'll use that there. Server header image. This is going to be the banner that you see come across your server. When you click on it, you first highlight it before you connect. There's a banner up there. So what you're going to want to do is upload this to a website. Now I use my own website. I just upload it to the main directory of my sites, and this is something I'll go over in later tutorials, but you can just grab an image online. I'm just going to grab one I have here, banner.jpg. I'm going to grab this image here, so I'm just going to need the link, and I will paste that into there. Server URL, so if you have a website like I do, I'm going to use my cloudcoregaming.net URL. This is my community site. Pop that in there. Server save interval 600 seems to be fine. Bradley enabled to 1, which means 1 is true, 0 is false. Make sure this is either going to be true or false, 1 or 0, nothing else. FPS limit 70, which is fine there. And you can go through some of these and kind of edit them to your liking. I believe one of the main ones we're going to make sure is on is server global chat. If you want somebody to chat and you want everybody to be able to see it, not within a radius, but everybody, make sure that is true. Radiation, true. PvE, if you don't want PvP in your server, player versus player, you can turn this to true, and that'll make it so nobody can do damage to each other. So I'm going to go ahead and save this. That is done. So I went ahead and booted up the server just so I can show you guys the changes that we've made thus far, what it shows inside the game itself. So I'm going to go ahead and do, we named it the Rust Guru. I'm just going to type in that. Now, it's going to be right here in community since we don't have Oxide installed yet. Once we install Oxide, which is the modded version of Rust, which allows you to install plugins, etc., it'll then show up in modded. But for now, it's still in community. So here we are. There's our Rust Guru 2021 YouTube server. As you can see there, we're still on the procedural map. 0 of 50 players, 48. This is your ping. And then here's our description we made. This is the server description. We did that line break. This is a new line of text, line break 24/7, dedicated. So that way, now you guys can kind of make your descriptions unique. So for instance, no server description has been provided. Let's find a popular server. And now you can see how they do this, right? Is by using those line breaks, not pressing enter, making a new line physically, but using that \n for a new line. So we can go ahead and hop in and see what we have going on here. So I'm going to type in Rust Guru again. Go ahead and hop into our server, and I'll see you guys in the game. All right, so now we are actually inside our very own Rust server. Unfortunately, right now we cannot fly, we can't spawn, we can't do much of anything until we give ourselves admin. So what I'm going to show you guys next is how to actually install a program called FileZilla, access the server files using FileZilla. It just makes things a lot easier, and it's we got a guy down below. Give me 1 second. We got the gentleman taken care of. That was kind of funny. He just kind of hops in the middle of a video, right? I just put that server up, just joined it. He actually beat me in the server. I've never seen somebody join so fast. That's amazing. But what we're gonna go ahead and do, let's install FileZilla. So you're gonna go ahead and Google FileZilla. There's also gonna be a link to this direct download below in the description. So we're gonna make sure we download FileZilla client. We don't need the server, we need the client itself. So go ahead and download that. Once you have it, go ahead and open it up. I'm going to walk you guys through this. Not File Explorer, FileZilla. FileZilla. Bingo. So it looks kind of daunting right now, but let me show you guys how to do this. So what we're going to go ahead and do is click this button up here. And we're going to go ahead and click New Site. You won't have any of these. These are all just what I have now on my website and a few Rust servers I have in here as of now. So let's go ahead and name this whatever you'd like to. I like to name it Rust Server. If you have multiple, name it something you can identify your server by. Go ahead and hop back to your control panel. And let's go back to the main dashboard. Once we're here, we'll be looking for something called FTP info. This should be, it should be the same IP as the game server itself. What's different is the port though. So you're gonna go ahead and copy the IP and port for the FTP info. If you cannot find this information, you may hop into your server host live chat or email them a ticket asking for your FTP info. It's good practice to use FileZilla or an FTP program, and it makes life a ton easier. So once you have this, let's go ahead and hop back in. Your host is going to be the IP here. Your port is going to go where port is. And then this is going to be your control panel login information. Or they may have sent you an email with this, with the login credentials for an FTP program. Once you have that done, let's go ahead and click connect. We'll wait on this to verify everything and connect us to our server files. FileZilla, or an FTP program, just makes transferring, editing, and viewing files a lot easier and a lot faster. So once you have this, you'll see your server IP. Let's go ahead and click on this. And we're gonna have all the same stuff here. Our configs, your server itself here, more config stuff. So like your server.cfg, server auto. So if you open this up, you actually see the changes we made on the control panel inside the server.cfg file. So here's the same server.cfg we edited earlier on the control panel, but now you're seeing it via FTP, and I downloaded this file locally, and now I'm editing it. And I use view edit to do that. I don't know if you guys seen that. If you right click any file, you can view edit. Let's say we want to make an edit here. FTP edit. Control S to save. I'm going to go ahead and save it. Now you'll notice something pretty neat about this. If I view edit, I edit it, I save it, I close it, I come back to my FileZilla. A file previously open has been changed. I upload this file back to the server. I simply click yes. What that has done, it's already made that change for me, and it uploaded it back to the server. You can see it right here in queue, waiting to be uploaded. And as soon as this uploads, which it's there, transfer's finished, it's now live on the server. It's simple as that. So this makes life a lot easier. Let's go ahead and add ourselves as a owner on the server. And the way we're going to do this is we're going to go ahead and reconnect to the server. It times out. There is a way to change that. I'll look into it and let you guys know. But if you're inactive on this, it will time out. It does have to reconnect for security purposes. Let's go to users.cfg. And I am currently inside of the IP, server, CFG, users.cfg. So as you can see here, we have owner ID, Steam ID 64, and player name. What we're going to do here, let's just put your name. I'll just use Rust Guru here. It does not have to match your Steam name. This is for your own records, for you know whose Steam ID this is. So I know Rust Guru is me. Now I need to find my Steam ID 64. Let's go to steamid.lookup. I'm going to look up Hydro LT. This is my profile here. And I always click custom URL just to verify this is me. Ignore me, I'm a bad person. And copy this Steam ID 64 by clicking this button. Now remember, this is 64. So we're going to paste that Steam ID 64 right there. You can add as many owner IDs as you want. Just keep adding new lines. So if you have you and a co-owner or you and a friend, you want your friend to have every permission in the game, add them here. Be careful with this. Don't add just random players. They can do a lot of damage to your server. Once you're done with this, go ahead and Control S or File and Save from here, which I already did, so it's grayed out. Close out of it. Go back to FileZilla and click Yes to re-upload it to the server. Once it's re-uploaded to your server, we're going to go ahead and restart the server, rejoin, and we should have owner permissions. All right, so one thing I wanted to show you guys before we went ahead and hopped fully into the server, that FTP edit we had in the title, as you can see, since we've re-uploaded it, we've restarted the server, it is now live and showing. There's a FTP edit we added to the title. So I'm gonna go ahead and join the server. All right, so now I'm in the Rust server. I've spawned in. What we can do now is let's see if we do have admin privileges. I'm gonna go ahead and type no clip, which would allow me to fly. Turn on no clip. As you can see, now we can fly around the server. You can hold shift to go fast. And you can fly around the whole map. And if you want to come out of no clip, you just type no clip and you'll start falling. I'm gonna stop myself. You can bind no clip to a key by typing bind. Any key you want. I use V as in Victor. And you can type no clip afterwards. Press enter. Now what you can do is you can hit V and you can fly around as a hotkey. Next thing is spawning. Let's verify we can spawn. Press F1. Let's go to items, weapons. Let's give ourselves a Thompson and some ammunition. Let's give ourselves 100 pistol bullets. And there we go. So we can spawn, we can fly. We can also int kill. And as you can see there, the server gave me everything I requested. So there you go, guys. That's how to edit and set up a basic dedicated Rust server. In the upcoming videos, I'm going to show you guys how to install Oxide, how to upload a custom map, how to install and edit plugins, configure them to your likings for your server, and also how to even populate your server. If you guys do enjoy this series, make sure to hit the subscribe button, share these videos, and also like this video. It helps me a ton. Down below in the description is going to be my website for my own Rust servers and also a few IPs and a Discord link. If you guys ever need additional help, make sure to hop on Discord, shoot me a private message, or even I may be hanging out in voice channels. Hop in, ask me questions. I'll be more than happy to assist you. You guys take care.